It's Noah from Spanky the Sparky. Let's go over a quick tutorial on how to bend a Kick 90. Enjoy. So, Kick 90. So let's just assume that our Kick 90, let's just assume, or pretend, that there is a box right here. Or somewhere on here. I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not mounted. Well, let's assume there's a box right here. Sorry, I'm in my garage. Box right here. And let's say we want to run our conduit up the wall, and then we need to kick it back and send it through somewhere in here. Let's just say we need to kick it back. Let's just make up a number for this video just because it's an example. But let's say we got to do a 6-inch kick back to avoid some obstacles here. So we're going to run it up the wall, kick 90, and then this is my garage door, but let's just say it's running straight for 100 feet thereafter. We have to pretend because, like I said, I'm in a garage. So there's going to be a few things that we're going to do from there. So here we go. Okay. One of the, I guess I wouldn't call it a trick. Well, it is kind of a little trick. It's something that I use to this day, even as a journeyman. A ground pigtail works perfectly for this, or any scrap wire would work for this. What I like to do before doing my kicks is I like to orient them the way that I am going to bend them. That way when I go back to the ground and attempt to bend them, there's no guessing, because not a lot of times, there's definitely times where people kick them the wrong way and then you have to redo your bends. So let's just assume, like I said, we're coming up out of the box 90 that way, but we're kicking back this way. So I like to take my wire, I'll kind of stand back, and I know I'm going to 90 that way, but I also know I need to kick it back this way. So what I'll do, I'll just form my wire. So therefore, after I get this bent up like this, after I bend my 90, I can orient this just how I have it, and I know exactly how to bend it. Before I actually take the time to mark out the conduit, I want to show a few quick things. For bending a standard 90, and this is for 3/4 EMT conduit or 1/2-inch rigid, there's both an arrow and there is a star. Why this is important? For a 90, a lot of people are aware, anyways, that there is a deduct that's required for a 90. So let's say for a 10-inch 90 on 3/4 EMT, there's a 6-inch deduct, so you would actually mark your conduit at 4 inches off the end and place your mark right here. If you use the star method, you do not need a deduct. So I can mark that conduit at 10 inches if I need the 10-inch 90, put my mark right here, bend it, bam, done. For this video, I am going to be using the arrow method. In future videos, I'll throw in the star method. I use that a lot for back-to-back 90s. So, with this all being said, let's assume that we need let's just do a 10-inch 90 like I said. So, 10 inches on the arrow, or with the arrow method, we're going to go 10 inches, and then the standard deduct is 6 inches, so we're going to subtract 6 inches. That puts a mark at 4 inches right there. This part you can trace around, as I say in all my videos. Don't judge me based upon my circles, because they are not the best. There we go. From there, we're going to grab the bender, and we're going to get it placed into the bender. As I said, I am using the arrow method, which some people call the deduct method. As you can see, 10-inch 90, but I'm subtracting out the deduct, which was 6 inches, puts a mark at 4 inches. Now, like I kept saying, if I had a 10-inch 90 and I wanted to use the star method, that marking, I'm just using this as an example, would go there. So, here we go for the bend. So, I got my line, I got it lined up with the arrow, I place it down on the ground. It's important to try and find level ground on construction sites or even my garage. It can be difficult at times, but you put that down on the ground and you gently bend. You don't want to kind of rock back and forth with it. That can kink the pipe very easily. But nice gentle pressure. And that's when I'll break out the old Klein handy dandy level. In my opinion, the best one on the market. And then we're just going to fold it up. And we'll look down. Definitely not bent all the way, but I like to stop and check along the way. Nothing wrong with that. Still need some more bend to it. And right there, almost there. Very, very close. Add just a little pressure. And as you get more advanced or become more comfortable, you'll just have touch and feel, and you'll be good to go. Set that down. Throw our level back on. Alright. Let's check this way. I personally like to check my 90s like this. It's a little easier. You don't have to bend down as much. And to be honest, that might be just spot on. So we got that way, level. And it's important to note that you do want to check your 90 like this, but you want to do the side first and then rotate it. That way you ensure nothing is unlevel with your 90. This is a perfectly level 90 though. Alright, I'm back. So, like I said, we got our 90 bent level. We verified that. We've pre-bent our wire so we know how we want our kick 90. Now it's just a matter of bending our kick. Bending our kick. So, what I like to do, we're going to draw a whole circle around. Let's just say that we've determined that we want our kick 10 inches off the back of the 90. So what I will do, I use a straight edge like this. Using the bender is always very nice because you can just hold on to it like that and it's magnetic. 10 inches right there. Full circle around like always. You don't have to. It's just a habit of mine. But right around. Now, we grab our bender. We verified this is how we want it done. The nice thing is this is exactly how I'm looking at it. So we know we need our 90 facing left, and when we kick it up, bada bing, bada boom. The nice thing about these Klein not Klein, but Milwaukee tape measures is this right here. I don't know if you can see it through my glasses, but let's say we want a 6-inch kick, like I said. On here, it says the base of this tape measure is actually 3 3/8 of an inch. If I want a 6-inch kick, I can pull this out 2 5/8 of an inch. Lock it down, set it down right beside my kick, and I'm good to go. Throw my level on, and we're good to go. What I personally like to do when I do my kicks is I like to put the front of the shoe at my bend line, just like that. Everyone has their own preference. That is my preference. And before you kick, a lot of people just take it and start cranking on it. No, don't do that. You want to level your conduit. That's why that level is there. Level it, and then gently, keeping it level, just slowly but surely bend that up. The nice thing about this, having it like this, rather than trying to set off to the side and cockeye it, you can just move it with it. And you want to take the bottom of your conduit to the top of that tape measure. Just like that, slowly but surely gets the job done. Notice how I keep pressure on the bender so it doesn't do anything crazy. Bada bing. Still slightly underbent. It's almost there though. Bam. That should be very close. Tiny bit more. Sorry, it's kind of hard to record and do this. It's usually a little quicker, but I like to make the videos decent quality. As you can see, tape measures touching. Okay, and as you can see, the level is perfectly level. It's on top of our tape measure, which is 6 inches. There's the rest of it. What we can do from there, pull our level off, take that off, and we can bring it right back to the wall. And as you can see, assuming this, well, let me grab the level. Grab our level. And let's just say it's connected in the box wherever down there. And there you go. You have your 90, kick 90 up, and it's ready to head to its forever home. Hopefully you found this video insightful. If you have any questions, like always, feel free to ask. Have a great day.